Hello again, Steve here. I'm in an airport on a layover and had a few hours, so I thought I'd make a few comments to add to the many comments being said about Donald Trump. And this may come as a shock to some people, because some people, and I've had friends of mine even refer to me as a Trump supporter. And though I've never said that, and actually I try to remain as neutral as I can because I'm apolitical for the most part. But I'm going to say that I think that the whole Trump and the whole nationalist movement will end in tears. Not that the other way around, the globalism and the whole tyranny that was going on with other forms of politics would not end in tears. That'll also end in tears, probably quicker, but who knows? I'm not sure about that. But the reason I say this is because, and this comes as a surprise to people, I get people sometimes who won't talk to me anymore because I say that Trump is actually a socialist. I mean, because they think he's some far-right capitalist and whatever it is. I mean, people get mixed up with these words sometimes. But a socialist is one who is a collectivist, right? Believes in the big state, and he's certainly a big state guy. There's no question about it. He's talking about investing billions and billions and billions of dollars into the military and infrastructure programs. What it is, at $1 trillion he's trying to acquire through taxpayer money. I could be wrong on this, but for infrastructure programs, and he hopes that this will grow the economy. And this is very Keynesian in a way, right? This is Keynesian economics 101. Let's dump a whole bunch of money and let's create a bunch of make work projects for people, and then hopefully the economy will pick up and people will get excited. And this will happen for a while, but I think what will eventually happen, there'll be some sort of hyperinflation or whatever, and it'll all come crashing down. Now, I want to make the case for somebody who's advocated a similar theory a while back from a different angle. The guy's name is Dean Clifford. Oh, there we go. Need to have a mic here. Anyway, I already canceled this video once already for those announcements. Okay, here we go. I'll just talk louder then. Anyway, there's a guy named Dean Clifford who's actually in jail right now, which is a travesty of the tyrannical system. Not for harming anybody apparently, but for something stupid that they were able to nail him on, similar to what happened to Dinesh D'Souza, as far as I understand. Anyway, he was basically silenced that way, but he was saying at one point that, there's a freedom movement, a worldwide freedom movement going on, and Trump and Le Pen and all these people are part of that. They're an effect of it, right, by the nature of what's happening. And he was saying, he said, be very cautious. He said, the solution to our freedom is we have to abandon government in the long run, right? And he says, you be aware of this, because what's going to happen is when the control freaks figure out what's going on, what'll happen is there'll be control freaks less. Like Donald Trump is much less of a control freak than a Hillary Clinton, of course, right? But he still has to be a control freak because he's part of government. And so that I would give a thumbs up to what Dean was saying. That was very, very insightful, and he said that quite a while ago. Another guy that I quite admire, his name is David Higgs, and he's on Facebook quite a bit. You could find him, and he put a post up there recently that the nature of us who want freedom is the nature of individuality is autonomy, right? Whereas the nature of government is always authority, right? And authority and autonomy are antithesis of one another. They do not align at all. So whenever you have authoritarian natures, which exists in all government, you have a civil war against the individuals. So that's what's going on, is a civil war. Government is always civil war. Trump is civil war. Perhaps less civil war than a Clinton civil war, certainly a Barack Obama civil war, but nevertheless a civil war which will eventually come to a head, and socialism will always fail. It always has failed. So Trump's billions of dollars of investment, though in the short term will give people jobs and what have you, and may stimulate the economy. But remember, Trump's approach, and he said this over and over again, is it's all in the management, right? So he's going to manage socialism better. This is what this is, and I believe he will. I believe he is a better manager, and because of his track record, he's managed many different organizations, some of them very successfully, some maybe not so much so, but nevertheless, way better than I've ever managed anything. So what can I say? But he's said this over and over again, that it's all in the management. You've got to have better management. So he's going to manage socialism better. He's going to manage the infrastructure programs better. He's going to manage the military better, and all these sorts of things. He's going to manage them better. But nevertheless, it is socialism. right? You can try to manage a train wreck better or worse, but in the end of the day, it's still a train wreck. This is what I see. And hopefully what'll happen is the Trump and the whole freedom movement, I call it the freedom movement, and that's an effect of it. Hopefully that'll buy us some more time so that more of us can wake up. But history doesn't look too good for that. History generally shows that when people get a bit more prosperous, they go back into their malaise. It's just that this seems to be the nature of humanity. People get fat and lazy when they start making some cheese. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this. Hopefully this is helpful. Join the discussion if you can. Comment, like, subscribe down below. And Steve here again. Great talking. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.